This is Irontrader. This is the last call of the day. So I want to take a look here at Bitcoin, at Ethereum ETF, ETHU, gold, silver, crude oil, my favorite, and natural gas. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas, along with the Baker Hughes rig count. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy any stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin. Now, what a beautiful trade this was here today. Look at this, okay? We got there. This is the low we're looking for right there. Is that 99,250. What do we hit today? 99,425. Look at that. It held that, and now she rallied up very, very nicely. So now we got this consolidation. Wow, what a great trade there. And the BITX got as low as 39.40, and as high here as 42.30. Just a great trading in the BITX on the old long side. Now, what we're watching is today's high, obviously, 103,265. But this is going to be the key. Right here is that 200, 104,265. That's going to be very, very critical. We get above that, we can go to yesterday's high, 104,590. We'll come up there, 105.30 level. But this is what we're looking for, is this 105,678. Now, you can see how the 8-day is curling down. 21-day crossed the 100-day and the 50-day, that's curling down. So that's going to be very, very strong resistance until we can get back above that 8 simple moving average and that 200 SMA simple moving average. That's going to be key. Now, on the downside, well, on the downside here, we want to look to, obviously, yesterday's low. You're looking at 106.10 level. Then we'll come down here to that 92,250 level. But realistically, what we're looking for right there is we're looking for this bad boy right here, which we have not crossed yet, that 99.90. Okay, now again, we lose that. You're going to be right there. You're looking at that 98,615 level. We'll come on top of there, 96,780. Then we just follow the candles all the way down, 94,745 level. Then we have 91.70 level. Then we'll come right here to the top of that candle, 89.20. But right now, this is really good trading. So you look at the overall chart, we still have that higher high situation. But again, this sell-off here with the simple moving average rolling over, that's not a good look, okay? So bottom line again, what you want to do is when those futures open like on Sunday night, you want to watch that 99,250, but really 99.90. That's the key right there. I can show you on the price channel right there. That's what you're watching, is that 99.90 level. On the upside, we're watching that 200-day and we're watching that 8-day and 21-day. Now, when those futures open on Sunday night, this 8-day is not going to be at 105,675. That 8-day is going to be lower. The 21-day is going to be lower. Okay, so that's going to be strong resistance as we go up. Now, we're sitting at 40. We never got to an oversold condition here, but look at here, just right here with the MACD. We're getting right at that bottom situation. So let's see if we can get ourselves a little turnaround. Now, again, Bitcoin is selling off, let's say, with the rest of the market. It's no big thing. You got tech selling going on here. You know, that's just how that goes. Well, we'll take a look at the indexes here a little bit later, and I'll show you exactly, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to go up forever kind of a situation. Now, on the weekly chart here, this is, I don't like this here because see how this 8-day crossed over that 21-day? Okay, 111,825 and then 113.74. That's going to provide also strong resistance if we have a rally up. Now, you can see we came down, we held at 99.90, but right now we're hanging right there where we're supposed to be at that 103.363. That's that 50-day. Look to the past, held it very, very nicely, very, very nicely. Hopefully, we can hold it again this time very, very nicely. Now, this is not oversold by all means, but when you look at it, when you had these sell-offs, okay, you look at that sell-off, you look at this sell-off, it never really got down to a sold condition all the way on down. It's pretty much hanging right on here. So let's just see how this shakes out here. The green is still below your red. That shows momentum downside. But again, as long as we're holding that 50-day, we're looking not too bad. The BITX, just a great trade there today. All right, let's take a look at the Ethereum ETF, ETHU. All right, here we have the ETHU. Now you can see here how we're holding that 67.01 very, very nicely. Put a nice big green candle. We engulfed yesterday's candle. Very, very nice. So downside, you want to watch today's low. That's at 69.31. But that 67.01, that is going to be very, very key. Okay. Now we filled all these gaps. That's very, very nice. We lose that, you can come down to 60.95 level. Then we have 57.71. We come down here at that 55.71, and then we come all the way down to that 51.25. That's only if we lose that 67.01. Now, upside, you can see where that 8-day is sitting at 88.54, and we have your 200-day at 88.46. So the 8-day is already crossed over that 200-day. That's going to be strong, strong resistance. So we can get above all that. Then we come here to the bottom of that candle, looking at 95.65 level. We can come over here to the bottom of this candle. You're looking at 99.45. And then we can look right here for this 21-day at 104.95. 100-day, 118. 128 your 50-day, retest 142.47. Now, absolute waterfall on all of this here. But again, you got this tax selling going on here, so don't get too excited. Right now, we have like Bitcoin, we have a sideways consolidation, but you got to hold that 67.01. That is going to be key. Now, we didn't really get to oversold, but came down pretty damn close to it, though. And the green is below your red. Let's just see if we can get this curled back up. So if you're trading this, just watch that key level, that 8-day, that 200-day. That's going to be very, very critical. Now, weekly chart here. Well, let's just say green over your red. That's not looking good. This is not nowhere near oversold, but we put a bottoming tail in here so far. Now, again, we got to get right back above that 50-day 104.64 level, and then we got to get the 21-day 116, and then 118 on that 8-day. Got to get back above that, then we get ourselves back in the game to take this bad boy longer. All right, take a look here at gold and silver. All right, here we have gold, silver. Now you can see here's consolidation. Nothing's really changed from this morning. Okay, so bottom line here, what we're looking at is 39.92. There's your 8-day. Okay, that's your key support level. Next level at 39.73, and then we have 39.35, and then we're looking for 39.01 and 39.05. This level here, this is going to be very, very key support. We lose it, you could hit the 100-day, you could hit the 200-day. Okay, now upside, we're watching today's high. We hit 40.35. We get above that, we'll come up here 40.43, 40.59, and then we can come up to the 21-day at 40.93. I took no trade today. We have sideways action. The only way I'm going to get into this is we close above that 21-day. Then I'll jump into GLD, and I'll take it to this level right here is what we're looking at, 41.75. Then we'll take it up to that 43.98 level. Okay, 50 sitting about in the middle here. The green is below your red. You can see the little bars going up here. So got to be a little patient with this. The key to the upside, close above that 21-day. We go higher. Okay, we close below that 8-day. We're going to go and retest that 50-day. All right, silver, same thing, consolidation. You can see how strong that 21-day. Look at that. Look how many days that thing is held. Hey, look a freaking wall. Look at that shit. Okay, so bottom line here is we got to go there, 49.90. That's the ticket. You got to get above that. Then your next target is going to be right at the top of that. It's going to be that 49.22 level, and then we come down here. You're looking at 49.66. We got 50.08. We'll come on top of that candle at 51.61. Then we have 51.83. We'll come up to this level here, 52.63. And then we're going to head it for 53.76. But you got to get and close above that. So how I trade this, SLV, until we get a close above that, I have no trade going until we close above that 21-day. Then we take it higher. Now, downside right here. 47.87, 8-day. Got to hold that. If we lose that, we come down to the bottom, 47.41, and then we come down here. We have 46.52, and then we have that 50-day at 46.20, and then we have your retest down here at 45.51 level. But right now, sideways consolidation. We had this bear flag, another bear flag. Now we got consolidation. So let's just see how that all going to shake out. But again, for me, till we get above the 21-day, no trade for me. We close above that. I'm all in SLV. Take it right back up. All right, Crudeski it is. Take a look at it. All right, we'll take a look here at crude oil. Now, it doesn't seem like it wants to get off the old schneid here, okay? So I was pointing out this inverse head and shoulders pattern, left shoulder, head, and then right shoulder. But let's just drag it on a little bit too far, and we have a series of lower highs and lower lows. That's not good, okay? So right now we're hanging on to that 21-day, which is good, 59.55. We lose that, we'll come right down to the bottom, 58.83 level. Then we'll come right to the top of that candle, 58.08, and then we'll come bottom there, 57.34. Work your way down, 56.35, and then 56 level. That is going to be your target, okay? Upside right there. We're looking for that 8-day at 60.25 level. Then next level is going to be 61.09, and then we just followed up 61.56. We look at the old price channel there at 62.59, and then 63.74, 64.97, crack above, and we have that 66.42. Right now, I really don't see, unless we have some kind of a disruption, something going to go on, that this is not going to either go sideways or eventually come down and retest this 55.96 level. Because even if it hits that 50-day, you got to look at how strong that 50-day is. So I don't know. We don't see this here. I didn't take any trade in the crude there today. There just really isn't enough there for me to actually worry about. All right, let's take a look here now at natural gas. All right, here we have natural gas. All right, here we go. Nicely. Okay, so we made this high. We have that 4.42. So, oh, wow. Why did it get there? All you got to do is look right to the left of the chart here. What do you see? 4.42. Okay, that's the resistance. Everything you need to know upside is sitting right here. Okay, 4.42. That's the next level. We get above that bad boy. Okay, we come right there. 4.47 level. Okay, then we come up here. You got 4.51, 4.55. We come up there, 4.58, and then you retest at 4.90. Okay, obviously we just had outside this price channel line. Okay, rallied up, rallied up. Now we have this sideways action. Now the downside here, this is going to be the key, is holding this 418. Now, futures open on Sunday night, that's not going to be 418. That's going to be higher. Okay, so remember that. We lose that, we come down right down to this level here at that. Well, that's actually 418 there too. So we'll come right down here to that 408 level, and then we come down here. You're looking at 401 situation. We'll come up to the top of that candle, 386 level, and then we come to the bottom there at that 378, and then we're looking here for the gap at 375. Okay, your next level is going to be right there, targeted here at 358. Which lines up very, very nicely with the 21-day at 358. Then we have 346, and then we have the gap fill at 343. Right now, you got a little bit overbought situation here. The green is still above your red, so let's just see how this shakes out. But a lot of times when it gets outside the price channel, like it did here, it wants to come right back in, do a little consolidation. Same way here, it wants to come right back in, and that's the same thing we're doing now, okay? So a little consolidation, we got to see. You break up 442, all you do is look to the left of the chart here, and that's all the levels that she's going to go there on the upside. Very easy. Downside, you got to hold that 8-day. We saw losing the 8-day. We have support all the way through, but the odds of hitting that 21-day are probably pretty good. All right, let's take a look at the indexes. All right, here we have the old indexes. Okay, let's take a look at the old Delsky. Okay, look at this. Hell's a 50-day. Today, we didn't even get down it. Now we got a bottoming tail. Okay, look at that. Now we're back here again above that 21-day. Very, very key. Now we get above that. Your big target, well, we'll come down here first, okay? We got a 47.41 level, okay? But your big target is right here at 47.284. That's going to be key. Is going to be that 8 simple moving average. Downside, you want to watch today's low at 46.495. But right now is the key, 46.390. We lose it. We come right here to the retest, 45, and then we come right down, 45.373. Very, very simple on the old charts. You look at it. Look how nice that 50-day is holding. She's a beaut, Clark. Look at here. 50-day, all the way through. And now look at this, okay? So just because you go below, that doesn't mean nothing. That don't mean dick, okay? Long as we close above that 50-day, you're good shape, okay? We lose that 50-day, we come right here, next target, 65.50, 64.88. Those are your big targets, okay? Upside, right here, 21-day, 67.47, next level, 6,800. Then we can venture right on top of that candle, 68.29. We come up to this level, 68.82, and then your retest, 69.20. Okay, very good. But look how nice that 50-day is holding all the way on up. Speaking of which, look at the old Nasdaq. Okay, 50-day, hold it, hold it. Now we're holding it again. Okay, so right here, okay, we came around down, holding that 50-day very, very nicely. Now we lose it, 21.193. There's your target. 21.773, your 21 SMA. Okay, upside right there, easy. Right there, 21-day. We have to see what the reaction is once it gets there. Does it blast through, or does it hit it and come right on back? Okay, now we crack above that 21 SMA. Your next big target is going to be 23.490. You get above that, we'll come on top of that candle at 23.633. Then we have this gap right here. There's the fill at 23.764, and then 24.19. That is going to be your big target. So always watch these gaps and the fills, and then we have the big target. But right now, 8-day rolling over, okay, it hasn't rolled over yet, hasn't crossed that 21-day. Just because it rolls over, it could be just like this, where it rolled over and then boom, right back up again. But look how nice this 50-day is holding here on a closing base. Now, this time of the year, I'm expecting a sell-off like tax selling. It's really no big deal, but I'm not expecting such a huge seg. I just think any sell-off here is a buying opportunity, okay? Now, TQQ, fantastic trade. TQQ gets down to 99.96. What's it at now? 105. Look at that shit. Now, TQQ is at 105 on the 18th of the month. It's splitting 2 for 1. So you'll be able to buy this down in the 50s, and we start this process all over again. Just fantastic trading. The TQQs, the BITX, that's what I traded. Those are my 2 big trades there today. Worked out really, really nice. Okay, so always, always, always look for opportunity. Now, I'll be back here Sunday night. We'll do it all over again. So everybody have a great weekend, and I'll see you then. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.